14 games into the 2026 season, and already the Toronto Blue Jays look like two completely different teams depending on which night you tune in. Some nights, they look like a legitimate contender. Other nights, they look like a roster held together with duct tape and prayers. And a lot of that comes down to 5 specific decisions Ross Atkins made this past winter. 3 of them already looking like absolute strokes of genius. 2 of them? Well, let's just say the jury's still out. And in one case, the verdict might already be in, and it ain't good. We're talking real early season evaluation here. Not overreactions, not panic. Just looking at the evidence in front of us and calling it what it is, because that's what Blue Jays fans deserve right now. Straight talk, no sugarcoating, no let's wait and see. We've seen enough. Let's get into it. Let's start with the one that nobody's really talking about enough, because if you're not paying attention, you might be sleeping on just how important this guy has already become to this ball club, Jesús Sánchez. When the Blue Jays found out Anthony Santander was going under the knife for shoulder surgery that was going to cost him a significant chunk of the season, possibly all of it, this organization had a decision to make. You either absorb that loss, patch it together internally, and hope the depth holds up, or you go out and get somebody. And Ross Atkins went and got somebody, fast. The trade for Jesús Sánchez out of Miami was quick, it was decisive, and right now, it's looking like one of the smartest moves this front office has made in years. Through 15 games, this man is slashing .273, .327, .477, with an OPS sitting at .804. He's tied for the team lead in home runs with 2, and he's got 9 RBIs. 9 through 15 games. That's not just replacing Santander's production, that's threatening to exceed it. And here's the part that really drives the point home. The player they gave up to get Sánchez, Joey Loperfido, is over in Houston right now with 0 home runs and 5 RBIs through the same stretch, 0. So not only did the Blue Jays land a guy who's producing, they gave up a guy who isn't. That's addition by subtraction in the most literal sense possible. Now, is it a 15-game sample? Sure. Absolutely. Nobody's handing out trophies in April, but when you're replacing a significant offensive piece and the guy you brought in immediately slots in, fits the lineup, and starts driving in runs from day one, you give credit where credit is due. This one is working. And if Sánchez keeps this up over the course of a full season, the Blue Jays are going to look back at this trade as one of those quiet moves that made or broke their year. Right now, it's making it. Now let's flip the script a little, because not everything Atkins touched this winter turned to gold. Let's talk about Cody Ponce, and I want to be really careful here, because this one genuinely hurts to even discuss. Look, the Cody Ponce signing made complete sense on paper. Completely. This guy went to the KBO, dominated, won MVP, put up numbers that turned heads all the way back here in North America. Then he comes into spring training with the Blue Jays and absolutely locks in. 0.66 ERA, 0.80 WHIP, 1 run allowed, 12 strikeouts in 13.2 innings across 5 starts. 5 starts. He was everything they needed him to be, a reliable arm in a rotation that needed reliability. And then the regular season starts. His debut. And on what looked like a completely routine fielding play, one of those moments so unremarkable you wouldn't even clip it for a highlight reel, his knee gives out. Season over. Just like that. 2.1 innings pitched in 2026. That's it. That's the entire Cody Ponce 2026 Blue Jays story. Now, is that on the front office? No, of course not. Nobody signs a player expecting them to blow out their knee on a fielding play in inning 3 of Game 1. That's just baseball being cruel in the way that only baseball can be. The injury wasn't predictable. The signing itself was sound. But here's the reality that Blue Jays fans have to live with regardless of how it happened. That rotation spot is gone. That investment is gone. Whatever value they expected to extract from Ponce this season, gone. And the timing couldn't have been worse, because this team is already hemorrhaging pitching, already scrambling, already calling the phones, browsing the free agent wire, trying to figure out how to keep this rotation from completely unraveling. Having Ponce out there healthy and dealing would have changed the entire conversation around this team right now. Instead, you're left hoping he heals up in time to contribute in 2027, which is a brutal reality when you sign the man to help you win right now. That's not a front office failure. That's a front office gut punch, and this rotation is feeling it. Here's one that's flying a little under the radar, and I think it deserves way more recognition than it's been getting. Tyler Rogers. 3 years, $37 million. And the skeptics were loud when this deal was announced. Oh, he's a submariner. Oh, he's always healthy. Oh, he's been durable, but is he elite? Can you really pay that much for a reliever who doesn't miss bats the way the power arms do? And I understand the skepticism. I do. But watch what's happening right now. 7 appearances. 7. He has not allowed a single run, not one. Opponents are hitting off him, sure, 5 hits through 7.2 innings. But when it matters, when runners are on and the game is in the balance, this man is getting outs. 5 strikeouts. Scoreless work, game after game after game. And look, that ERA, that clean line, that's nice. But the most important part of what Tyler Rogers brings to this team isn't the strikeouts. It isn't the 0 ERA through 14 games. It's the durability. It's the fact that for 4 straight seasons, this man has been one of the most reliable arms in baseball. He takes the ball every single time. No phantom injuries, no skipped appearances, no days where he's just unavailable. He shows up. The Blue Jays lost Seranthony Dominguez in free agency. Their rotation is already down bodies. Their injury report looks like a Wikipedia page at this point. In that environment, in that specific situation, having a reliever you can lean on night after night after night is not just valuable. It's critical. Rogers isn't just earning his contract. He's filling a void that could have been catastrophic if Atkins hadn't moved on him this winter. $37 million for 3 years on a reliever. A lot of people raised their eyebrows. Right now, looks like a bargain. Let me talk about one that's somewhere in the middle, because not every move fits neatly into genius or bust. Kazuma Okamoto. And I think this one requires some nuance, because there are things he's doing really well and things that are genuinely concerning this early in the season. First, the good, his defense. Okamoto has been excellent at third base. Genuinely excellent. The glove work, the range, the sure hands. This guy plays the hot corner with real confidence. And I think a lot of people expected him to be a liability defensively, coming over from Japan, adjusting to the dimensions, the speed of the game at this level. That concern has been completely unfounded. The defense has been a pleasant surprise. Now the plate. And this is where it gets a little uncomfortable. 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and a batting average hovering right around the Mendoza line through 14 games. That's not what you brought Kazuma Okamoto to Toronto to do. You brought him here because Bo Bichette walked. You brought him here because this lineup needed a power bat, needed protection in the middle of the order, needed someone to step into one of the biggest shoes in this franchise. And right now, the bat just isn't there. Is it adjustments? Possibly. Almost certainly, to some degree. This is a new country, a new league, new pitchers, new everything. The adjustment period for Japanese players coming to MLB is real, and it's documented. Some guys hit the ground running, some guys need time. And if you're a Blue Jays fan, you have to hope this falls into the needs time category, rather than the not ready for this level category. But here's what makes this one land on the wrong side of the ledger for now. This team cannot wait. They need production now. They're in the early stages of a season that was supposed to be a championship push. Every game matters. And right now, you've got a guy at a premium offensive position who's batting near 200. That's a problem. Even if it rights itself, and it very well might, right now, this moment, this is not paying off the way it needed to. The defense keeps him valuable. The bat needs to catch up, and it needs to catch up soon. And then there's the big one. The signing of the entire offseason, not just for the Blue Jays, but arguably for baseball. Dylan Cease, 3 starts, 2 wins for the team in those 3 starts, and a line that jumps off the page and grabs you by the collar. 2.45 ERA, 14.2 innings pitched, and 26 strikeouts. 26 in 3 games. That's not just good, that's historically good for this franchise. Those 26 strikeouts set a Blue Jays record for the most punch-outs by any pitcher in their first 3 games wearing the Toronto uniform. Any pitcher, ever, in franchise history. Dylan Cease, 3 starts in, already in the record books. And I want to put this in context because context is everything. This rotation right now is not healthy. It's been thin, it's been stretched, it's been scrambled. Without Cody Ponce, without depth being what it needed to be. This rotation was supposed to have pieces behind Cease and Kevin Gausman to give it some cushion. That cushion has largely evaporated. And without Cease at the top of that rotation, throwing the innings he's throwing and missing the bats he's missing, this entire pitching situation looks dramatically worse. He's holding this thing together, him and Gausman. And while Gausman is the veteran presence this team has relied on for years, right now it's Cease who's generating the electricity. It's Cease who opposing offenses are genuinely afraid of. It's Cease who's striking out a lineup and a half per start. Now, he hasn't gotten a decision yet. None of those 3 starts resulted in a personal win on his ledger, but the team won 2 of the 3. And honestly, if you're asking me whether I care more about Dylan Cease's personal win-loss record or whether the Blue Jays are winning baseball games when he takes the mound, that's not even a close question. Win 2 out of 3 with your ace on the hill. That's a good result. We can talk about run support another day. The investment in Cease was the investment of this offseason. And 3 starts in, this man is not just justifying the contract. He's making the entire franchise look smarter for committing to him when they did. If Dylan Cease pitches like this for the next 5 months, the Blue Jays are going to be a problem for a lot of teams come October. That's not hype. That's just math. So where does that leave us? 3 moves already delivering. 1 move that's a work in progress and needs to show up at the plate. And 1 move that's just straight up devastating. Not because of poor decision-making, but because baseball doesn't care about your plans. The Jesús Sánchez trade, working. Tyler Rogers signing, working. Dylan Cease signing, working, emphatically. Kazuma Okamoto, incomplete, still waiting, cautiously optimistic. Cody Ponce, done for the year, and this team will feel that absence all season long. 14 games into 2026, and the Blue Jays are already navigating the gap between what they planned and what they've actually got. That's the game. That's always the game. The teams that win are the ones who find ways to close that gap when everything doesn't go according to script. The pieces are there. The talent is real. Whether it all comes together, that's the question this season is going to answer. And I, for one, cannot wait to watch it play out.